This was the moment the Nigerian delegation sent to Burkina Faso met with 11 detained Nigerian military officers in Burkina Faso. So guys, finally the Tinubu's government has bowed to pressure as the Minister for Foreign Affairs alongside others were sent as a delegation to Burkina Faso to mediate over the 11 military officers that are detained in Burkina Faso who were accused to have crossed the territorial airspace of Burkina Faso. You know, there have been so many allegations on the social media that they were spying, you know, Burkina Faso and sending some intelligence information to France and all that. There've been a whole lot of speculations, and these people have been there for some days now, but finally the Tinubu's government has gone to Burkina Faso to mediate for their release, and many people have reacted. Let me share some of these reactions with you guys. This person here say he landed a military aircraft in another sovereign country, which is the height of provocation, but you clowns are talking restraint. And this other person here say this is probably the only job this administration has got right, needless engaging in a war that will further destroy a country already destroyed by the government. And this person here said, when foolish people are in power, integrity is gone. Some respect where Nigeria get before Bewiri borrow to reloot mandate, don't come destroy them. Worst president ever had in Nigeria, anti-people's president, hardship chief of Nigeria. Hardship chief of staff of Nigeria. And this other person say Burkina Faso is now the giant of Africa. You people better respect the President Traore. He pitied you and called them emphasized. And this other person here said, you guys are really shameless. Nigeria's dominance is long gone. Consequences of rigging a crook to power. And this person here said, did we pay any money to secure their release? From the precedence of Captain Ibrahim Traore, he does not just accede to diplomatic overture. France was laced $65 million to secure their nationals earlier in this year. I hope Nigeria didn't succumb to his rumored demand, meaning that he had demanded for something before that release. Possibly something must have happened. So guys, I'm just going to allow you to take a look at the video just for you to see that actually the Nigerian government has moved to, well, I say beg, because it was really wrong for them to have crossed another person's territory. And from the information we saw online, we were told that they were there to pick some intelligence information, you know, and it was being sent to France. Well, I don't really have a verified source of that information, but that's what we heard, and a whole lot. Anyway, take your time, watch these videos, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Now take a look.
First of all, I'm leading a delegation sent here by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Tout d'abord, je conduis une délégation envoyée par le président Bola Ahmed Tinubu, président de la République fédérale du Nigeria, afin de livrer un message au président Ibrahim Traoré. Un message de fraternité, un message de solidarité d'un pays africain à un autre. Nous avons discuté de plusieurs sujets en lien avec la sécurité de notre région, en l'occurrence la lutte contre le terrorisme, sur la manière dont nous devons lutter ensemble contre les fléaux. Nous avons aussi discuté sur des sujets relatifs à l'avion nigérien qui a opéré un atterrissage d'urgence au Burkina Faso après avoir subi une avarie. C'est déplorable qu'il y ait eu des irrégularités dans les documents, notamment sur les autorisations de survol de l'espace burkinabé. Cela est regrettable et nous nous excusons sur cet incident malheureux. Nous avons aussi évoqué le sujet d'un leader d'un parti nigérien qui fait des commentaires disgracieux concernant cet incident. Cela est lié sans doute à une incompréhension de la situation. Le président Traoré, le gouvernement du Burkina Faso et le peuple burkinabé ont été très accueillants et disposés à nous accompagner. L'équipage a été très bien traité. Cela saute aux yeux et c'est évident que le président Traoré était directement informé sur la prise en charge de l'équipage depuis que celui-ci est arrivé au Burkina Faso. Cela souligne le niveau de fraternité et de solidarité qui existe entre deux nations africaines. Bien sûr, nous avons évoqué aussi des points sur comment nous pouvons collaborer aussi bien avec d'autres pays de la région sur la lutte contre le terrorisme. Le Burkina Faso a enregistré des succès significatifs en la matière. Donc, Il y a des leçons à tirer sur ce volet évidemment. Il y a aussi beaucoup de choses que nous avons à partager ensemble.
Learn there also. So there's a lot that we have to share with each other.
In the middle here.
Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, the head of the government delegation from the President, federal government, and the DGMA for the I want to see
Surely, yeah. Video. Okay.
Happy and elated to see you in good health. And we bring warm greetings and felicitations from His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He has been very concerned about the situation. Has been very in touch with the United Nations. What had transpired, and today when we arrived in Ouagadougou, we met with President Traoré, and we had very meaningful discussions, and I'm happy to inform you that the results, and he has assured us that unless somebody wants to remain behind you're set to go back home. So apologize for the inconvenience. These things happen as you go. This is why it's good to have good diplomatic relations with all countries. And you know Nigeria has no enemies in the world. So the matter has been resolved and addressed, and all we would look forward to is to hear from you if the plane is in a condition to fly back, and then we start going towards that. If not, President Traoré has given offer to assist in fixing any technical issues in the house so that it will be able to convey you back. Happy to see you once again. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We're really happy to see faces from Nigeria after such a long time. For now, we'll not be able to see whether the aircraft is able to fly until we get there with the engineers, because the issue that made us to land in the first place, the case resolving it, but we had not intended to start, so as we resolved before, to close to zero. We're supposed to wait till other aircraft. So hopefully, the aircraft will be able to stop the aircraft and but I believe we have a lot of experienced people as well. And whatever issue it is, I'm sure we'll be able to surmount and be able to proceed on our mission.
The Burkinabe forces are grounding the Nigerian aircraft. Niger Republic is also taking measures again against Nigeria. We're all part of ECOWAS, or they used to be part of ECOWAS, and then they left, saying they formed the Association of Sahel States. They say they don't want to be part of ECOWAS anymore. This is happening while Nigeria's president is the chairman of ECOWAS. And that's why I'm asking if you would say that these Sahel states have a kind of distrust towards Nigeria. Now, many of these states have actually condemned Nigeria for sending air troops, for sending aircraft to bomb the coup plotters in Benin Republic. Even though Nigeria said that the president of Benin Republic asked for our own help, Nigerians are saying we should deploy this kind of firepower against terrorists. The Sahelian states are saying, look, these coup plotters, these people who carried out this attempted coup, they were only trying to save their people from imperialist powers. And so some of them might actually have seen the Nigerian state as colluding with foreign powers against their own benefit. Is that the reason why we are seeing this? Or if that did not happen, if these countries did not pull out of ECOWAS, then if they see a Nigerian aircraft hovering over their airspace or landing in their country, then there would have been no issue.
There would have been no issue if they were part of if they were part of the ECOWAS, the countries. Now, coming to Benin Republic, Nigeria has a defense treaty with Benin Republic. And the defense treaty is not just between Tinubu, it's between Nigeria and Benin Republic. And whenever the president of Benin, activates such treaty, the Nigerian government, is quick to react. A good example was this. Let me tell you, you know that Obasanjo, during the ECOMOG time, when there was, a problem in Liberia, Nigeria moved in there first before ECOMOG was formed. Because these countries have treaties, the ECOWAS treaties that they have, that once there is problem in any of the countries within the ECOWAS sub-region, that the president of the troubled country has the right to call on the neighboring country to assist in quelling. In this case, the Benin Republic, president activated that particular treaty and called on President Tinubu. Nigeria did not just go there on its own to say they want to go and help and quell, the insurrection that was, going there. It was the president of the country or the prime minister of Benin that called on the Nigerian government through the president for help to, repel the coupists, as the case may be. And based on that particular treaty, the government of Nigeria had to, respond to it as a neighboring country. Not just a neighboring country, Benin Republic is a close ally of Nigeria. And economically, socially, religiously, we have boundaries and we share common affinity. Now, in the terms of Niger Republic, of course, cannot let them do the ranting. If they let them close their borders, they will be the one to suffer. Because about 90% of what Niger consumes, even electricity, comes from Nigeria. So if Nigeria decides to close their border and cut off supply of power to this particular Niger Republic, what is going to happen to them? So they are just ranting, in my own opinion. But that is why I'm saying that whatever they do, because these are hostilities against the country called Nigeria, the president must not, look askance or hands akimbo. He has to retaliate, in equal measures, to these countries that are rebellious and are hostile to Nigeria as a country. That is what we are suggesting.
Would you say that this hostility is due to the fact that they were sanctioned by ECOWAS after coups were carried out in this country? When the Nigerian president was the ECOWAS chairman, he handed over in June, right? So this hostility is because they support the coupists in Benin Republic.
They funded the coup in Benin Republic.
They funded the coup in Benin Republic. Why would you think they did that?
That is. I am speaking from the understanding of what the information we gathered. Now, their aim and intention is that they want to colonize. I use the word open and close. Colonize, the ECOWAS sub-region to make it a state that is being run by the military. That is their aim. If you look at Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, it's being run by military regimes. And they will not be comfortable dealing with countries like Nigeria that has civil, administration, Ghana, Cameroon, etc. as the case may be. even though they are not doing well, but nobody, even the United Nations, has gone against taking power by violence or by coup. They said you change government by the ballot and not by the gun. So if they are acting and they are taking government or power by the gun and not by ballot, then they're living the life of recluses, as the case may be. Nobody really want to associate with them. Forget this bagadosho they are doing. I know people who are in Burkina Faso who are regretting leaving Nigeria for that place. They can't even come back to Nigeria now because there are so many things you can't do in Burkina Faso, as the case may be. Forget the media hype that they do around here. Is it Mali? Mali is an impoverished state. Is it Niger Republic? The state of Lagos, the budget of Lagos is bigger than that of Niger Republic. River State budget is bigger than that of the Niger Republic yearly. So these are countries that are just flexing their muscles. The reason why they are doing this is because Nigeria has not stamped their foot on ground to now say, look, we want to do what we call retaliation. In diplomacy or whatever they call it, retaliation is allowed. If, for instance, they seize our aircraft, our own government has the right also to also do one or two things, close their embassies or seize whatever the asset they have in Nigeria here. So these are things that the government of Nigeria, I think they are considering it because they know that they don't want to kill a fly with a sledgehammer.
So what about this Western imperialist conspiracy theory? Yesterday, we had two people discussing from Western media on how it was on the orders of the French President Emmanuel Macron that President Tinubu actually sent air troops to Benin Republic to push out the pushes, to push out the coup plotters. Would you say that countries like Burkina Faso and Niger, that there is this palpable fear of maybe espionage, there's this fear of being used, of Nigeria being used against them, especially now when we know we share a land border with Niger. We literally have people from Niger who live in Nigeria without proper documentation. We have people from Niger who live in Nigeria who have NINs, they have BVNs, they live in Nigeria as Nigerians due to our porous borders. But now they are saying they want an in-depth revelation. They want a full-scale investigation into every goods coming from Nigeria. But Asim Adams, they want, if you are carrying a truckload of goods to Niger, every single thing will be brought down and opened for them to be sure that nothing untoward is coming from Nigeria to them. And also, of course, there's terrorism in the country.
We think we are underrating this country called Nigeria. And our leadership is the problem we have. You know, a country that is proactive would have taken proactive measures and, kind of retaliatory moves against the Niger Republic. So that all these things they are doing, because this flexing of Moses will not be there. How can Niger be telling Nigeria what to do when Niger depends on Nigeria? If Nigeria places sanction on Niger for about 3 months, you see problems in that country. It's a country I've been to. See, if you go to Niamey, Niamey is just like a glorified town in the southeast. They depend on our economy. In fact, do you know the Nigerian naira is a medium of exchange in Niger? Some of the biggest businessmen in Niger Republic are Nigerians. So it's just that our government is being lackadaisical. I don't know why Tinubu do not want to take those actions. Preemptive ones are retaliatory ones.
Say they've not given a reason. Isn't the threat or the terrorism that is currently going on in certain areas in Nigeria a good reason for them to say, we want to inspect these goods, let's be sure that there are no proliferation of weapons into their own country?
Nigerians like when you run your country down. That is the problem. Many Nigerians like because of bad leadership. When you run a country like as great as Nigeria down, you don't blame those who do that because the leadership they are not doing what they are supposed to do. Otherwise, Niger should be an annex of Nigeria. It's just like Benin Republic is an annex of, forget about the demarcations or administrating whatever you have. Ordinarily, Niger should be part of Nigeria. If we have a dictator in power that is ready to annex territories, he can annex Niger the next 14 hours. So it's just that I don't know how to explain this. Our president is just maybe he's treating the issues with kid gloves and say, oh, what are we going to do? Let us not use the sledgehammer to get whatever. if Nigeria should close its borders and Nigeria should, withdraw even the supply of electricity to Niger, because about 80% of their power source is gotten from Nigeria. The economy of Niger is run by Sokoto, Kanu, Kaduna, and even some parts of Nigeria here. So if Nigeria decides to wield those powers and withdraw those economic whatever, what is going to happen in Niger? There will be regime change. But I don't know why we don't want to use such enormous powers. America cannot tolerate this kind of thing.
Are you advocating for Nigeria to use some of its powers against these smaller countries? That is to show that it's bigger than them?
Absolutely. If a minnow should challenge a giant, the giant should beat that minnow and deal with him. If possible, exterminate, that aggressor who never respected the size of the giant.
But why do you see it as a challenge, though, and not as them trying to protect their country and citizens? Or is it because it is the military in power in those countries?
Are we not supposed to protect our own country because we are large? So if you have external aggressors like Niger, they are so belligerent. The president or prime minister or whatever, the head of state of Niger, Mali, they always talk ill about the country called Nigeria. Do they have such rights? If they have such rights, do we not have such right to repair them also? You can't live with hostile neighbors. That is the problem is they have today. They are living with hostile neighbors. So are we going to allow them to put pepper in our eyes before we react? That is the question I'm asking as a Nigerian. So when a Lilliput is trying to challenge a giant, and you tell the giant he cannot react because it's a Lilliput, are you saying Nigeria should not react because they are small states, whereas they might make some incursions into the country? Chad, during Buhari time, when he was military head of state, are you aware that Chad, under Idris Deby, had the temerity and audacity to even make some incursions, military incursions into part of Nigeria? Within 4 hours, Buhari as head of state ordered Nigerian troops to repair the attack. They went into Niger and annexed half of half of Chad. Was it not ECOWAS that came to Chad's rescue and pleaded with Nigeria to release the territories that were annexed during that war? So we should use our powers, very well and accordingly, not minding whose ox is God. That is the truth. That is what I am advocating that Tinubu should do right now. He should not allow these small countries to begin to point hands at Nigeria and challenge us.
Wouldn't that lead to more hostilities, though?
It will not. It will not. It will not. America had to fence their boundaries when they found out that from Mexico, etc., people were crossing into. Nigeria can do the same. So it's just that we need leaders who are proactive, leaders who really want to do as leaders should do in Nigeria here. For a great country like Nigeria. Forget the country is a great country so that we have very bad leaders. So when people begin to talk down, you are happy that a small Niger is talking to Nigeria the way they like. Because you hate the leadership of the Nigerian government, yes. I didn't vote for them, but I will not allow and sit by as a citizen watch a Nigerian citizen talk down on Nigeria. I will immediately respond.
But Barrister Asim, some would say this is also you talking down on the country. You've called them a small and minute country. We should not be talking to a giant anyhow.
I reiterate, and I stand by it.
Barrister Asim, you know that these are literally our next door neighbors. Should we really be starting a fight with them?
Now, if your next door neighbor does not respect you and wants to start a fight with you, will you say because it's your neighbor, you allow him to kill you?
But if they are not making military incursions, if they are not actively trying to cause problem in the country.
If you seize a country's aircraft, because the Nigerian jet, the jet that was seized in Burkina Faso has, the name of that jet is the Nigerian flag that is flying. Are you aware? Every aircraft has the name and the flag, and the flag they are flying is the Nigerian flag. So if you capture the Nigerian flag and keep it in your country, what is that? That is hostility. You have violated the territorial integrity of that particular country.
But ask him, you know they did not come to Nigeria to carry that aircraft. It literally landed in their country.
That is what I am saying. That is what I am saying. that if it landed there and they have given an explanation that it was for safety purposes, why still keep it and ask Nigeria to explain?
Can Nigeria afford to start fighting its neighbors when we have not fought terrorism and insecurity and the terrorists that are inside causing problem for us?
If Nigeria want to go into war, if a good leader, a leader that is proactive comes in, you can fight Niger, fight Chad, fight Cameroon, all the insurgents and terrorists will go back. They'll run away. Terrorism in Nigeria is not being fought the way it should be fought. That is why you see it's exacerbating, proliferating. If Nigeria want to tackle and fight insurgency and terrorism, within 2 months they will flush them out and drive them to Niger, drive them to Chad, drive them to Burkina Faso. They have the powers, they have the financial wherewithal, the clout. If Nigeria want to do that within ECOWAS, they can do it. But they are playing politics with it. That is why it's lingering. That is why it is lingering. The politicians are collaborating with the terrorists because they need them for electoral purposes. During election, have you heard about bombing? During election, they vote in remote villages where these terrorists operate and bandits operate. Have you heard about kidnapping in the polling units? Even local government election. That tells you that politicians work with these people. So if they are not working with them and they really want to be above board, I am telling you that within 2 months, let me say 30 days or 60 days maximum, a Nigerian leader that is determined will flush out terrorism and terrorists from all the forests in Nigeria. But they are collaborating with them. That is why we are having this problem. They are playing politics with it. That is why it seems we cannot defeat them. Who said so? Who said so? Tinubu had to use the Air Force to quell coup in a republic. Why has he not used the similar force to now bomb Sambisa forest within Nigeria here? That tells you he knows what he's doing. Instead of working in hand with them, he doesn't want to destabilize or step on toes that will hurt him during the 2027 election. You understand? So if you have a leader who is very objective and proactive, what is all these things? You can jointly take on these 4 countries. Population of Niger is up to 38 million. The Burkina Faso population is up to 90 million. Mali are up to 100 million. When you put the 3 countries together.
But Barrister Asim, many Nigerians would much prefer that we channel these our gigantic powers into fighting internal terrorists that are threatening the security and peace of the nation.
That is what I am saying now, that they are playing politics with deep. Not that they don't know what to do or how to, curb or reduce or even exterminate insurgency and terrorism. They know what to do.
All right, Barrister Asim. Barrister Asim, let's talk about something else. There are reports that the EFCC has rearrested former Attorney General of Federation and Minister of Justice, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Abubakar Malami. Now, these are, just allegations. We've not heard from him yet to know if this is actually true. Sources are saying that he was in EFCC custody last night and he was running around trying to perfect his bail conditions, trying to get 2 permanent secretaries who can stand as shorties for him. Now, we do know that a few weeks ago, that was about on November 28th, he was actually invited by the EFCC. Then it was an invitation. He went there, he had a conversation, or in his words, an engagement with them that was successful. He says he was eventually released and he went back home. But he's talking about that every allegation against him is actually fabricated. Now, one of the reasons why the EFCC wanted to talk to him was about the recovery process of the $322.5 million Sani Abacha loot. Malami is claiming that he saved the Nigerian state between 15% and 35% of the recovered sum by rejecting a demand for 20 to 40% success fee and $5 million upfront deposit, opting instead for a local law firm on a transparent 5% success fee basis. So basically, any claim or investigation suggesting abuse of office or money laundering in relation to the money is not rooted in any reasonable ground for suspicion, according to Abubakar Malami.
Can I interject you because of time? Let me tell you, he explained that to you on social media. but you have been arrested. Why can't he go to EFCC and explain that to him and ask EFCC to charge him to court so that he goes to that court to prove all these allegations? Why is he explaining them to you on social media? Why is it that whenever a big man is arrested in Nigeria, the press houses will begin to rally around for his support that you say is opposition? Yaya Bello, if for instance now they go after him, now maybe he goes to ADC or PDP and they go and arrest him, people will begin to say because he went to APC and ADC or PDP, that was why EFCC had to go and arrest him. The question we are saying, Malami, are you corrupt or not? You can't prove yes or no on social media. It is the court that will determine whether he's guilty or not guilty. So how is he coming to whip up sentiments on social media and people are buying into it? Are you explaining to me? If you can explain to me on social media, your media aide can come out and explain on Facebook and other social media platforms. Why can't he go to EFCC? I have been to EFCC, I have taken clients there, and EFCC saw that they did not commit any offense. They apologized to them and released them. Now, if EFCC is pursuing you, and at the end of the day you are not found guilty, you have the right to sue EFCC. So what are all these things? Why we play politics with corruption?
But Barrister Aslim, is that to say you do not subscribe to the school of thought that believes that this is political persecution due to him being a part of the ADC coalition?
Obasanjo told Peter Odili not to contest. People say because he is against him. People is not, they are not talking about the corrupt. Is the man, did he steal the money? Did he steal? This is the question that we should be asking. Whether he belongs to PDP or APC or the government is pursuing him, a thief is a thief. A thief is a thief. If you stole money and I'm going after you, forget whether you are PDP or APC. The thing you should be telling me is that, look, I did not steal this money. You bring your evidences before the police. The law says when the police or any of these agencies invite you, report yourself and explain yourself there. They will grant you bail and you go. Ayodele Fayose was arrested. He was charged to court. Was he not freed by the courts? When the courts found out that he had no case to answer? So why should Malami, who is a lawyer, a high lawyer for that matter, should go to social media and be declaring himself? This is an objective question should be asking. The narrative is coming too fallacious. It's too faint. It's opposition. That why have they not arrested Rauf Aregbesola, David Mark? Why have they not gone for P2B? Why has EFCC not invited P2B? Is he not in opposition disturbing the APC government? Because P2B hands are clean. He who goes to equity must come with clean hands. So when you begin to say, you are not saying I didn't do it, you are beginning to explain to me. Isn't it? Take your documents you have and save us this time and we are spending talking on this thing. Take your documents to EFCC and table them. You will not stay more than 2 days or 3 days in their maybe their detention under question and investigation. So why is he doing that? Is it not his former agent of the country should know the legal process? Please take me to court. If you feel I've committed something, take me to court. Fayose did that. Fayose went to, when he was invited, he went there and said, please take me to court. Showore has done that. Omoyele Showore, he is not scared of being arrested. But he tell you that I didn't do anything, he goes there. Before the next 2 days, they will release him, and because they don't find anything against him. When they run away and say, because I'm criticizing these two guys, so they're arresting me, it will become somehow. These are questions we should be asking ourselves, please. We should be objective. I know that the administration are not supporting them. They are not doing well, but it's becoming this staccato of, nuances and whatever. Once they pick you up, use that as a cover, as a masquerade. Because I'm in opposition. That does not remove the fact whether you are a corrupt man or not. A thief is a thief. So these are the things. So what are we talking about? An Amaba is caught, he say, they caught me because I'm a Yoruba man. That is the reason why they caught me. It's not whether you stole or not stealing. It is the Igbo man that is in power. That is why they arrested me, and vice versa. Is that what we want to hear? It's our emotions. It's our sentiments. Law has gone beyond that. There should be substance. It should be different from form. But what we listen to most times is form of the law. Because we already have a sentimental mind. That whatever the government does is that they are doing it. And so what? Even in the United States of America, Donald Trump has haunted opposition. In Ghana, in South Africa, we've seen that happen. So what? So these are questions that should bother our minds. Absolutely so. I speak my mind all the time. I don't care whose ox is God. And we must understand that Nigeria will outlive all of us. Because an administration is bad today does not mean if we put our tentacles on ground and say no, 2027, we want to vote in a man that is respected and love Nigeria, we can do it. So don't allow these politicians who are fighting themselves to be to distract us. We know exactly what we are doing. Should I go and be clamoring for Malamina, who has amassed wealth? And now to the general of Nigeria having houses in the US, how much is his salary? In Dubai and other places? So how much is this? They are calling to come and explain. If it's an ordinary man like me that EFCC arrested and I go to any media house, will people listen to me? Will anybody fight for me and say because I have criticized Tinubu, that is the reason? Nobody will do that. We're always protecting the big men in Nigeria. Nobody's asking them to go and pay for their sins. Go and explain to the body that, is investigating you. Of course, as a former AG of Nigeria, it should go Adoke. Muhammad Adoke, former AG, was he not tried under Buhari? At the end of the day, he was even arrested from UAE back to Nigeria to come and answer questions. But look at the court found that he didn't do anything and he was set free. Please.
Esther, if Nigeria is the big brother he claims, if Nigeria is the giant of Africa that is claimed, who is anybody in West Africa to detain our soldiers and our plane? Tell me. Can you do that, America?
Wait, you know that Burkina Faso is no longer part of ECOWAS.
I am telling you, whether they are
themselves.
Hold on, whether they are within West Africa sub-region. The land is still there. They didn't shift into Sahara Desert. They are still within West Africa. And if we are truly the giant of Africa, we should be the landlord of West Africa.
Carissa, let me ask you, does Nigeria not have any diplomatic tie with Burkina Faso? I'm still wondering why they are still being kept behind if they're supposedly friendly nations. I know that Burkina Faso have carved out of the Economic Community of West African States. It's very much agreed. We get that. But there is a diplomatic relationship with Burkina Faso and Nigeria. Shouldn't that play a role here?
You've forgotten that these people left in anger. You have forgotten. You have forgotten that they are now doing their own thing. You have forgotten that this plane is strayed into their airspace. It was not authorized. You know it, I know it now. There was no... something is on to us here. Why must it happen when there was a problem in the Republic of Benin? Why should it happen within the same period, Esther? Ask yourself that question now. When something is obvious, why are you talking about it? If this was as they said that it was traveling to Portugal and all, they would have done the normal check and then allowed them to go. But something happened. That is what, yes, that's something happened. That's what these people are saying there.
Why has Burkina Faso not told us what happened?
Why would they
if the Nigerian government is refusing to speak?
They have told the government they will not divulge it. They will not. They will not. They have told them they will not divulge it. That's the truth. There is no other reason. If this was normal flight operation, look, those planes cannot waste 1 hour in Burkinabe soil. For what reason now? But something is on to us here. That's the truth. Even the Nigerian government, no, that's why they are not taking it to hash on them. They won't now. They won't. And like I have advised them, let them be very careful with these people. You say they are small countries. Russia is behind them. Oh. I mean, a Russia that the whole of Europe and America is afraid of. Are you aware? The whole of Europe and America is afraid of Russia. I hope you know that. So Nigeria is like a piece of cake for them. Oh. They will tell them people what to do. And you and I will be running to our villages. So don't just think that there is something behind them. They have collaboration with Russia. That is a fact. Have you read the story of how that Nigerian plane was down? Did you read how they jammed their... oh, God Almighty. Look, if you don't have it, you don't have it. Forget it.
Nigerian plane.
You don't have it. Don't forget it, Esther.
Are you talking of the Wagner Group plane? Is that what you're
the
referring to?
plane that they seized? Go and check how they brought it down. Go and check what they did. Their advanced air system, air defense system. You think they are joking, Abi? You think they are joking? Okay, if Nigeria, like I told you, is what is supposed to be, who is Burkina Faso to... do you know what it means? It's an insult, an affront.
It's actually quite embarrassing.
That is what happened when you have lost your authority.
But the Western media is alleging that something else is at play. That somebody is being there's a puppeteer and there's a puppet here, and that's what's causing all of this disrespect.
Did I not tell you?
Said.
Did I not tell you? Did I not tell that they should be careful with it because somebody is behind them? Yes, something. I don't told you here. They have a serious collaboration and alliance with Russia. They have. What are you telling me here? They have. So Nigeria should be very careful and tread. After all, you violated their airspace. That one is an offense on its own. But if it is a big country, like yes, you are maybe. Is that why you should detain my boy? Donald Trump will tell them that no people should not stay there till tomorrow. He will tell them, those my men, those my American, American Air Force, you should not stay there till tomorrow.
But Barrister, very quickly, because we need to take a short break.
So
if they were on their way to Portugal and they developed a technical fault and they landed somewhere close by, there is a problem with that because they did not inform the Burkina Faso government that they were coming in. All right, but if there is going to be an emergency landing, just I need to get clarification here, Barrister.
Those clarifications, it will never come. It will never come because it does not exist.
Barrister,
it does not exist.
Barrister, the reason why you're here is to provide insight into some of these supposed complexities. Supposed. It's not like some people who don't know, but it's my job to ask the questions. Okay, Barrister. So here is the thing. The Nigerian plane developed a technical fault. Instead of crash landing, they decided to land it somewhere close by that they knew that there was an airport and their plane could get serviced. Now, their plane was held, including the soldiers, because they actually crossed the airspace unpermitted. If your plane has some technical issues and you need to land nearby somewhere, don't they communicate while on air with the towers? I'm just trying to say, how is it that they did not tell anybody at Burkina Faso that there was going to be an emergency landing? That's a standard protocol for the Burkina Faso government to say, you guys crossed our airspace illegally without speaking with us. So are we saying they just did that and in the process nobody communicated that we're landing here, please, we have a technical issue, or SOS or something, an alert?
Esther, this thing you are saying now, where does it fall into this matter? We are telling you that these people strayed into their airspace unauthorized. There is no need for all this dialogue. We are going to do. No, they did what they did deliberately, thinking that Burkina Faso will be afraid of them or whatever, being a Nigerian whatever. You understand?
You think they
did it with impunity, not knowing that these guys are already watching their airspace now. That is what Joe. There was no time for this thing you are saying. I want to land. Because there was nothing like that. If it was, they will give them clearance to land for safety. And I ask you again, why must this thing happen when the Republic of Benin was going on? No, tell me, what a coincidence! It has to be that day that you want to go. You want to go and repair your so-called plane, Abi. It has to be that day. Esther, look, I don't want to be deceived though at this age. I don't want somebody to deceive me because the government, they are very good. In fact, they are experts in lying. Very, very good. They can package lie like this. Even Satan will believe them. That's the truth. Ask yourself, why must it be that day? Of all the days, when trouble was going on in Burkina Faso, that is when the Air Force decided to go and repair their plane. Esther, does it add up? God Almighty. There's nothing I've not heard in this country.
So guys, let's quickly take a look at this headline coming from Professor Yusuf Usman. giving a warning to the Minister of Defense, like this person here tweeted and said, "We strongly reject any plan by Nigeria's Minister of Defense, Christopher Musa, to wage war against Fulani bandits. He must understand that he is now a political office holder, not a battlefield soldier, and therefore has a duty to listen to the people. We do not support a full-scale military campaign against Fulani bandits. What we demand is dialogue and not violent solutions, not endless warfare. Any insistence on military confrontation will untimely fail. We have first-hand experience. We have entered forests where the bandits' leaders are located, engaged directly, and witnessed the devastation caused by military operation and vigilante groups. In reality, these bandits are themselves as freedom fighters." This is said to have been said by, Professor Yusuf. Okay, let's see how some Nigerians are reacting to this. I actually entered this, but I couldn't find any headline. I saw some Facebook handles too that tweeted the same thing. So I don't really know if it was during an interview that he said it. But assuming he said the Fulanis shouldn't be bombed, like the minister came out to say that our bombs cannot get to where the Fulani terrorists are. How many times has this man come out, maybe on the media, to call out the Mieti Allah, call out those? Look at just yesterday or the day before, they went to Plateau and buy so many people. I mean, buy so many people. Nigerians, this is not a country. Now, let's see how these people are reacting. This person say, this man is not bothered about Nigeria. They are killing, butchering, beheading, and those that have been displaced from their ancestral homes. How can those sponsoring them be bold to come out to defend them? This has shown clearly that Tinubu government is not in any way fighting terrorism in this country. And this other person here said the hidden demons behind this terrorism by Fulani header bandit terrorists are now creeping out because it will not be the usual romance with the evil perpetrators and mongers again. But why must this particular set of people be the wicked and be this wicked and evil? These terrorist sponsors is no more hiding their faces, and criminal government of Nigeria will not go after them, but they can go after Biafrans who is demanding for referendum, protesting with Biafran flag. But what is their demand? Separate nation or what? I don't know, but so it's very, very uncalled for if actually this happened. This is in an advanced country like Israel, Canada, US, this man would have been arrested and be sentenced by now. And this person is interesting. So Fulani terrorists can continue to murder, kidnap for ransom, and displace people of their land. However, are these people serious? The Minister of Defense must do the needful by ensuring there is consequence for banditry and justice for victims. Nigerians are equal. Christopher Musa, from the conscience God has given you, do your work. Don't let the Fulanis to distract you, because every blood wasted under your watch, you must account for it. Every blood wasted under your account, you must account for it before God. You are a Christian. Don't let the Fulanis or the Northerners influence your decision in fighting terrorism. End this terrorism. Nigeria needs to progress. This country can be better off if we don't have this terrorism of a thing. We are no longer talking about tourism because we have terrorism challenges. So I think this is high time for them to end all this. And this person is saying, is the audacity for me that is self-proclamation of being a terrorist now. Sorry, I need to take another reaction. This person, Christopher Musa, the Minister of Defense, is an able man born in Kaduna. His parents are from Mbise in Imo State. How can he want to decimate the terrorists if he's not an able man from the north? How can he? Why did I come out in this country? Imagine what a supposed elderly person is feeling out from his buccal cavity. Any serious government will arrest this man and try him as a terrorist. No one will try it again, and he and hell won't fall. Terrorist sponsors are coming out to hide one by one. We have many gumi behind the scene. They are so determined to hold the country into ransom. So I'm just going to see if I can get more of these headlines. Let me write the name of this professor and see if I can get more, just to confirm that this news is true, that this professor is saying that Professor Usman is saying that Musa shouldn't go all hard against the Fulanis. I'm just wondering what is happening. What is happening, Christopher? So let me see if I'm going to see a headline that actually, okay, I think I'm seeing a headline now, okay, but this is not, I'm seeing a headline. Wow, I'm really seeing a headline here, okay. So this news can be true. Let's see, I'm trying to open the page. So Christopher Musa actually, what's his name again? Waging war against the Fulanis. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So all these headlines, can it make sense? Does it make sense that this man is coming out to say, don't use military action against the Fulanis? This is unbelievable. This really, we reject war against Fulani bandits, Professor Musa. Hey, God, this is unbelievable. Insist on dialogue. So guys, this is unbelievable. I can't believe I saw something like this. You know, trying to stop Christopher Musa. They just want to cripple this man, that he shouldn't do the work he has been called to do. I saw this and I was thinking this is just like, okay, I think I've seen the man actually tweeted it too. Royal bloc official will strongly reject any plan by Nigerian Minister of Defense Christopher Musa to wage war against Fulani bandits. He must understand he is now a political office holder and not a battlefield soldier, and therefore has a duty to listen to the people. We do not support a full-scale military campaign against Fulani bandits. What we demand is dialogue and not violent solution. Hey, God, this is unbelievable. I can't even believe this thing was really said. Okay, let me know your thought on this in the comment section below. Thank you.